friends, this is Ashima, and welcome to the episode with me on Reconnecting Kids. In the last episode, we covered a little bit about diet, how you can really get started on the diet for your child and, in fact, for your entire family. What are the benefits? What are the foods to avoid? What are the replacement foods, etc. I'm going to be talking about something similar today. It is about one of the key ingredients, actually, that's very carefully hidden in our food, which can be so harmful, not just for our children, but for adults, for everybody in our family. I'm talking about glutamate. I'm sure you have heard about MSG, which is also known as Ajinomoto or the Chinese salt. It's a free form of glutamate. First of all, what is glutamate? Now, glutamate is actually naturally occurring also in our body. It's actually made by our nerve cells in the brain, and it's a neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitter means it's one of the key components how cells in our brains, they talk to each other. As you guess, it's very important. It's really key for memory, for learning, and so many other functions. Our brain also makes it, but it's also found in a lot of food items as well, naturally occurring, and also it is also added actually in a hidden form in a lot of our foods. So what is the problem? It seems like a good thing for our brain, for our bodies. So what are we crying about? Well, the thing is that free form of glutamate, excessive glutamate, can be very, very harmful for our health. It's called excitatory neurotransmitter, which means it excites the nerve cells as opposed to calming them. There are other neurotransmitters like GABA, for example, which are calming neurotransmitters. And our body, actually, nature is really all about balancing. Our bodies work in balance. To an extent, glutamate is good for our body so long as it's less than GABA. But the moment we really start overloading our body with glutamate in so many it's hidden in so many food items, there is a glutamate overload in our body. That becomes difficult. A lot of symptoms, in fact, we see in children related to behaviors, related to sensory processing, related to attention span issues, related to hyperactivity, in fact, can all be attributed to glutamate. A lot of phenomenal research has happened into this field by doctors like Catherine Reed, by Dr. Amy Asko, and so many of them. And the results are mind-blowing. Glutamate is now linked to not just behavioral disorders in children, but so many chronic disorders as well, including psychosis, schizophrenia, depression, fibromyalgia, in fact, cancer as well. So why it's so bad for our health in excess? Why is it found in our food, and where does it come from? Right, that it gets added into our food because it works as an addictive substance. Okay, it actually works in working with our taste receptors in our gut. Yes, you heard that right. The taste receptors are not just in our tongue, but in our gut as well. It actually manipulates those taste receptors and makes us think that we really love it. It's really, really tasty and makes us want to have it more and more. And that is the reason it gets added into so many FMCG and so many food items that we consume on everyday basis. Even if you don't find MSG written on a food item that you're buying, actually, it is very well hidden in a lot of items actually that comes under the ingredients. As I've been saying it earlier, let's make it a habit to learn to read the ingredients that come on the packet of everything that really comes in your pantry, and more so if you're really feeding that to your children. I will be sharing a list of all the things that really contain glutamate in higher amounts. It's abundantly found in a lot of items, but I'm going to be focusing on items that have a high amount of glutamate and which can be harmful to you. We already talked about 3 items that have high glutamate and that need to be eliminated from your diet in the last episode, which is wheat, gluten, that is casein from the dairy products, and soy. These 3 have glutamate as well. So it's really obvious why these 3 anyway are inflammation causing and why they are harmful and why they need to be eliminated. In addition to these 3 items, we need to be watchful if we are not really feeding free glutamate to our children. And as I said, it is linked to a lot of symptoms. In fact, Dr. Reed recovered her own daughter from severe autism, and she recovered her successfully by following this low glutamate diet along with other points that we will be covering in our 5-point program. But as I said, that this is really, really key. It's very, very important that we look at glutamate if it's not really getting it hidden in our child's food. I hope you found today's episode to be informative. Please do write to me for your feedback and any other questions you might have. Thank you.